Hi. So I am going to be making dinner again in my favorite device, the Combi, and again something very quick because I don't feel like taking a long time. I had to work today, and I need to make something very quickly. My kids love meatballs. We all love meatballs. So something simple that I'm going to make an attempt with is some penne pasta with meatballs and broccoli. I'm going to use some cream of onion, and that's going to add some flavor with the pasta. And yeah, that's it. Got a bunch of seasonings, and I'm actually going to add in some spinach just for some extra vegetables because the spinach needs to be used anyway. So we're going to give that a try. So on to level one box of penne pasta. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of put my pasta off to the side. I did that once with rice, just because I'm going to also cook my broccoli there. These are like the steam bags of broccoli. So these came from Sam's Club. You can get them anywhere. And just one full bag of that. These only take like 6-7 minutes in the microwave anyhow. But we'll cook them right in the combi. Then that's one less dish we have to wash. And then it'll kind of get all the seasonings together with everything too. So this is a pop can top of our soup. I've actually never used cream of onion soup. Usually it's, that smells really good. It's usually cream of mushroom or cream of chicken. But I didn't want to use cream of chicken since we're making beef. Well, meatballs are beef with some pork and stuff in them. Armour Original are my favorite go-to. This is just the small bag, the 14 ounce that has about 28 meatballs in it. But yeah, pork, mechanically separated chicken, and yeah, there's no beef in them. They're pork and chicken, but they taste beefy to me. And when I think meatballs in general, I'm always thinking more of a beef line anyhow. So get those open. Oh, somebody put that in there. That out. So finish scooping out this cream of onion. So I'm going to just use the cream of onion soup and 3.5 cups of water. Usually the inspiration guide recommends like 4 cups of water. I'm actually just going to do 3.5 because I'm using this cream of onion soup, which is liquidy, and I don't want the sauce to be too loose. So it's like 1.5 cups, and just easy peasy. Pour it right over. Then I'm going to add in my seasonings, and I'm going to put just a little bit of margarine. I can't believe it's not butter atop the broccoli. Just to go on top of that. But I'm going to give this a little mix here. Kind of help. So you know how canned soup is like congealed a little bit. Some people hate using it. I will one day learn how to make it homemade, but today is not the day. Nope. It is time consuming and all about saving some time. And that is why we are just randomly making stuff. So we use a little bit more onion powder because, as I've said, love onion here. Oh. Then use the other one. It has the garlic in it because I got some other garlic here. I'm actually going to put some Parmesan and Romano cheese mix in here. Probably about a quarter cup. And we're just doing some inspiration of flavor. Doing some rosemary here. And don't mind my kids, they're loud. That's life. Garlic, lots of garlic. Probably should have got some of the, yeah, I might use some. Some of the Everglades seasoning. So it has salt in it. Of course, there's salt in the cream of onion, so I'm not going to use a whole lot of this. But flavor is really good. It's really, really, really good if you've never tried it. On like just chicken, if you season a chicken, if you need like a quick season without adding extra stuff. I'll do a little bit of sage. I always smell my seasonings because I use all kinds of seasonings, and I'm no chef, so I forget what things. My garlic and my onion were golden all the time. I don't think we're gonna do basil. Nope, we're not gonna do that. Maybe we want oregano. I don't think we want oregano either. Nope. I think there's some of it already in the Everglades. I don't think we want to add too much more. And some black pepper. Give that another little stir. And then I'm just putting the broccoli. I stack it on one side solely because I don't want the whole thing to be mush. You could completely mix it in with each other. It's totally fine too. The inspiration guide says if you want your vegetables to be crispy, then cook them on the level 2. But if you want them to be more cooked, you can cook them right in with your whatever you're cooking on level 1. So in my case, it's going to be pasta. So do the spinach. Spinach is getting like wilted. So that's why I'm just going to use some of it up. Add some extra vegetables in. You know, spinach cooks down to nothingness anyhow. So instead of it just going in the trash in a couple days, we'll just mix it in with our pasta. So what this is going to be is basically like a meatball pasta with broccoli. Something that I oftentimes would make something similar, some variation of it on the stovetop anyhow. But this is just everything at once. And some of them are more gross than others, so we're not gonna use them. But spinach, it's gonna wilt down. And then it's gonna be all pretty and colorful and delicious. Now I might add a little bit more seasoning just because we're gonna try to make sure that the spinach tastes extra yummy as well. I'm just trying to give it a stir. I might add some more water. We'll see how it's looking once I'm done with all of this. And if I do it, it'll just be a half a cup to get back to that 4-cup threshold. But all trial and error here. We want to make sure that everything is going to cook, of course. So you don't want uncooked noodles because that's gross. All right, I think that's pretty good stir there. And then wipe my hands. Then I'm going to put a little bit of the margarine on top of the broccoli. And that's just going to melt down, right? Whoopsie. Got some on the door. And the meatballs, I just cook them, even though these are technically pork and chicken meatballs, I cook them like I do the beef because technically the pork was the same anyway. Everything is the same. The chicken is the only one that you actually cook for a higher temperature, that 390. But the pork and the beef were also 350 for 12 to 15 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. So over here, we're going to use some garlic. We're going to do a little more of the Everglades over here. And we'll do some onion powder. Some black pepper. Usually I'll use other seasonings, but because they're all going to be mixed in, I don't want to do too much. And I'm going to add the other half cup of water. And that should absorb nicely. We'll find out. And then we'll give it a nice little stir. And the smell test. Smells good. So hopefully it's going to taste great. All right. So our level 1 is done. I don't know how long that's taken, but not too long. Trying to get all that butter off of there. All right. Level 1. Boop. Level 1. And meatballs. Literally dump them out. And these are things that we keep like in stock all the time. I'm just gonna move some of the ice crystals over to the side. Don't usually even have any. Might be because I had these sitting out a little bit the past few minutes, but anywho, just I'm that person who likes to keep them pretty much the same. But anyway, uniformed, and I usually count them. We're not going to do that right now. We're going to resist the urge. But yeah. All right, great. So pop these. See, they're pretty much even. Of course, I tilt it and they are not. But pop these in there. And then, oh, that's sideways. These little silver guys are what guides the tray in. Close it. Again, already on combi cooker. So turn our buddy on. And it's on 390, but we're going to take it down to 350 with the temperature button here. And then we're going to do our time. It's at 12 to 15 minutes. So we'll start with 13 because I usually go 1 minute above whatever the recommendation is. Make sure everything's done. And then we press start. Boop, boop. So it's going to build up its steam. The last couple of things I made took about 5 or 6 minutes. So that's what I'm anticipating here. And after that 5-6 minutes of steam build, then it'll start the countdown for the 13 minutes. And then from there, take everything out. I usually like to slice the meatballs in half So then you get a little bit more in each bite without it being like a whole meatball at a time, especially for the littles. And then put everything together in the pan at the bottom, and we will enjoy. So stay tuned to see how it comes out. And then, of course, we'll do a taste test and make sure that it's a keeper or if it's do not keep. I will be honest. So see you soon. Okay, so our combi just beeped and all done. See what we have here. Ooh, lots of steam. All right. So, full disclosure, I added another cup. I got nervous. So I added another cup of water because I just was so nervous that maybe I was doing a little too much by not adding more. And then I reread also the inspiration guide. And for pasta, it does say like 4.5 cups of water versus like it's rice. Mostly what I've made in this, I've only made pasta one other time. And I've usually make rice. And the rice is 2 cups of rice to 4 cups of water. So with this, because I was using that can of cream of onion soup, thought that's like a liquid with some fat. But then I got nervous. But it's fine. The pasta cooked fine. It is more watery than I wanted, but it's fine. And the pasta is cooked. I can tell. It's nice and al dente, which is perfect. So that's great news. Broccoli looks good. That's the thing. If you're going to make your vegetable, like your broccoli and any of your other like cruciferous vegetables, like what's that? The white broccoli, cauliflower. If you're going to make that, then if you want them crispy, then you need to cook them separately or on top with your protein. But I'm just taking that one. Like I'm just gonna, I do prefer my broccoli to be a little bit more crisp than this, but they can't be all the way crispy because then my kids won't eat them. And then in order for me to avoid having to have extra dishes and extra timers to watch and all of that, then we just make that sacrifice. Now, I probably will start, like, as we're making more and more of these, getting more accustomed to how this works. I might make the broccoli separate because, again, it comes in a steamer pack, so I can just put it in the microwave. It's a plate, literally. That's all that I would be having to make extra. I'm going to cut up the meatballs. I'm going to sprinkle some cheese on top, get everything assembled. Then we'll plate it, and we'll do our taste test and let you know, is it a yes or is it a no? So stay tuned. I'll be right back. So I thought I'd show you the consistency, or really rather the crisp on these meatballs. It is really amazing. Like the flavor is really good and they come off so easily. Like it's not anything. They're like, it's so easy. Cleanup is so easy. And I'm going to add some cheese and get everything all mixed in together and show you the final product. Okay, so it has been less than 5 minutes since this has come out. I just want you to see this pan is fully like touchable. This is not hot at all. It has a slight warmth to it, but it cools down rather quickly. And then I'm going to use a little bit of sour cream. Dollop. To help with my sauce. Just a bit of thickening. And same goes for my cream cheese. And fully optional, obviously. All of these things are optional because I'm not using a recipe. But just some ideas for you guys who might be watching and needing some ideas yourself. So about about 2 tablespoons of sour cream and about a tablespoon of cream cheese. Another thing that I love, this one's actually touchable as well. It's not as cool as that one, but it's definitely not like burning my hand to touch that. I was like scared, like, oh no, I'm about to burn myself. But yeah, this is just adding some creaminess to this. And creepy. My mom has something on the stove. She's trying to get off without being on the camera. It looks like a ghost. I don't know if you can see her or not. I'm not sure how far the vantage point goes, but she refuses to get on the camera. So, this is a mozzarella and provolone cheese blend. I'm just gonna sprinkle some of that on there. Probably gonna use about a cup, honestly. Give it that cheesy pull. So yeah. Yeah, so about half the bag. So yeah, about a cup. And gonna give it a good mix, and then we'll be ready to eat. And usually I let my kids eat it first, but I might give it a little taste test first. And then also we can make sure it doesn't need any extra seasonings because it smells delightful, I will say. It smells really good. You think so too? My mom agrees. It smells really good. Seasonings are really going to be some of the best friends, I would say, with the combi, because it's not like you need a lot of time. Oh, speaking of which, the time for steam build for this one, I think, was like 6 minutes. I think it took like 6 minutes. So you know, so you'll add that to your cook time overall. So our cook time was 13 minutes and then 6 minutes. So that's 19 minutes. So yeah, you have a full meal in less than 30 minutes with literally 2 pans and some accessory dishes like spoons and such. Look at that. Yes. Got spinach, broccoli, meatballs. Yum, yum, yum. All right, I'm going to give it a little taste. We'll use a small little bowl. It's hot, so I don't know if I'll be able to manage it, but we'll try. Because I can't do hot stuff, personally. I don't have the taste buds to withstand extra heat. A little piece of spinach. Get a little bit. We got a small little broccoli floret. Let that cool down a little bit. So yeah, while that cools down, overall, 1 box of penne noodles and 1 bag of frozen broccoli, 1 small bag of Armour meatballs, the 14 ounce, I think it is, size, which has like the 28 meatballs, about a half a bag of spinach, and 1 can of cream of onion soup. And then I originally added in 3.5 cups of water, came back and added in another half a cup, gives us 4 cups. And then, like I said, about 5 minutes into the cook time, I added another cup because I was just so concerned that it wasn't going to cook. And I didn't need to be concerned because it cooked just fine. Like it was already kind of like cooked by the time I opened it up. But I was like, I'm just going to add it just in case. We still have like 8 minutes of cook time. So I didn't want things to start burning. But yeah, the meatballs are crispy. And so like if you wanted to serve them separately, that's the amazing thing about this. Meatballs are super juicy on the inside and then they have that crispy exterior, which I don't even get in the oven. Like when I make them in the oven, they're amazing regardless, but they don't get that crisp on them. It's wonderful. If you don't have one, you need to get one because this is my favorite purchase by far. this year. Make sure it's not too hot. Oh yeah, it's still really steamy. Smells good, smells good. Okay, it's a keeper. It's a keeper. Very good. It's too easy. It's too easy to not do this. Super, super easy. Super, super fast. Cleanup is going to be a breeze. If my kids weren't playing on their tablets and playing with Papa and all the other things, I would have had them make this one as well. It's super easy. Literally pour a can of soup in, some water, some seasonings, put the meatballs on top, throw in the vegetables, mix everything up. It's just really, really good and really, really easy and perfect for a night like tonight. I had to work and was tired. I didn't drink any caffeine today. Trying to wean myself off of it. So I was tired, but this is easy and it tastes great. And so you need to make it too. If you make it, let me know in the comments how yours turned out, what things you made, the changes to, seasonings you use different vegetables, all the things, because we're all just trying to learn how to use this combi and we all need ideas because there's not very much to go off of. And I love it. I'm going to use this all the time. And right now I'm just really using the combi meals. I've used the bake ones, which was not impressive. I'm being fully honest. The bake function I was not impressed by. Now, granted, it was the first thing I ever made in it, so probably a learning curve issue as well. But like the steam time took like 20 minutes. Like it was just, I could have just made it in the regular oven for all of that. But the combi meals, that's where it's at. Like even if I made nothing else, if I use no other function, the combi meals pays for itself very quickly because this meal is like a fraction of the cost of what it would have cost to feed my whole family. And we're a household of 7 and we're all going to eat this and it's all going to be just fine. Nobody's going to be hungry at the end. So make this meal, add it to your list. Watch the video again if you need to see all the little things. I know I don't have a recipe for you, but maybe we'll get there. But right now, just use inspiration. These are inspiration meals. And this one's a keeper. So until next time, bye. Thanks for watching. So I just thought I'd do an up close video so you can see how it's looking. So it's delicious. So this cheese pull is cool. It's stringy. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh. It's yummy. Yours is hot. Okay, well, your brothers are eating it, so maybe the key is to blow.
I never do.
How's it taste?
Yummy.
Yummy? Jeremiah, does it taste as good as it smelled? Yeah. All right. Good. Did we get 1 thumbs up or 2? 2? Okay. I'll take it. Thanks, buddy. Jeremiah, how about you? 2? Okay. Jojo, I feel like you're not going to respond.
3.
2? Okay.